This, they don't put up the thing.
You got a pretty color.
Yeah, and she said, you're the only person that came in that color to her. I thought, let me tell you something. What is this thing?
That's the thing at the Pentecostal church.
Oh.
Spaghetti hell.
Miss Elliott, would you open in prayer for us today?
I will. Thank you.
It's time. We're close enough to get started.
Our Heavenly Father, we come to you tonight to praise your name. Thank you for the season. Thank you for your Son, Jesus Christ. Without him, we have no future. We have no hope of glory. We have no resurrection, dear Lord. Dear Lord, be with us tonight. Let us conduct things in a good way to glorify your name and be beneficial to the city. For these things, pray in Jesus' name. Amen.
Amen. Pledge allegiance to the flag
of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
roll call.
Barrett,
Here.
Elliott,
Present.
Bowyers,
Here.
Haynes, here. Raleigh,
Here.
Dixon.
Here.
And let me say to you, David Dixon, what a great job you did at the auction.
Thank you.
I was so very, very proud of you. This is the first one I've ever missed, and you all did a great job.
You
Really
donated
nice.
a lot of materials this year.
Oh, yeah.
Takes care of it.
That's the only one that I've ever missed. And the only Bulldog reunion I've ever missed was this year.
Okay, the first item is a possible executive session. That wasn't necessary, it didn't come about what, so it's, just delete that off there, okay?
Okay.
And the second item is a second reading of ordinance 429, the cross connection ordinance. The one that the EPA is wanting us to get done. As a matter of fact, we got cited for not having one in their files. And it's the second reading and the vote for approval. I believe all of you have that copy of it. So if one of you,
We've already had the first reading,
you had the first reading.
Yeah, we had it
September.
October 14th.
Just have a second reading and approval. And the second reading, you can just read the top part, you know.
What's this?
and maybe
That's that cross
just
water
touch on
connection
maybe
with
one or two.
water part. State
I'll read the top
says
part.
we need to for sure do.
When you say the top part,
That
here, here.
That'll do it, yes.
Okay. Ordinance number 429, whereas the Kentucky Energy and Environment Cabinet, formerly known as Natural Resource Environment Protection Cabinet, has administrative regulations which require a public water system to determine or where cross connections exist and eliminate them. And whereas the elected officials, City of Cumberland, Kentucky, hereinafter called the city, realize that they have a responsibility to protect the public health in providing a safe source of drinking water, and that the cross connections could affect the health and economic growth of the community. I'm going to read that next line down.
Yep, that probably.
Now, therefore, it be ordained by the legislative body of Cumberland, Kentucky.
Yeah.
I make a motion to pass that.
Okay, a motion was made to approve it.
I'll second it.
Second by Mr. Elliott. Let's see, second reading is December 8th, 2011. The second item is the reading and the approval of ordinance number 430. That's the water bill due dates. Remember, we're changing that so that the people that receive the checks on the first 3 days of the month would have the money to.
Roll call on
The roll call.
this. Roll call.
Do we have a roll call?
No.
Yeah.
Yeah, you
No,
did.
we didn't on the
On-
ordinance,
on the
we
first
did, on the
reading.
429.
Okay, yeah, roll call, hold on, just reading.
Harris,
Yes.
Elliott,
Yes.
Boyers,
Yes.
Haynes. Yes. Raleigh,
Yes.
Dixon.
Yes.
Thank you. Okay, the second item is the reading of ordinance number 430, the water bill due dates. Anyone have that?
I've had some people say they don't want to change.
Water bill due date is changed from 20th to
Fifth.
5th.
Well, see, if you're trying to be convenient for people to get their social security on the 3rd, that's not gonna work, because social security does not all come in on the 3rd now.
And the 15th.
It comes
Yeah.
the Wednesdays. I mean, it varies, so really, I don't see any sense in even changing it. All we need to do is talk about when we're gonna have cutoff date and stuff at the next council meeting.
As far as changing it though, like I said, once people have seen, where we talked about changing it, a lot of them have called me, just different people, that's saying they prefer to keep it as is, and I know a change is hard, and I'm not sure whether we'd be doing the wrong thing or the right thing about passing it.
Do you call another one?
One other thing that's included in this is the fact, that the current bill says a $2 penalty with no expiration date. That means it could go 6 months, we just pay $2. This one ordinance has a 10% penalty in it. If you don't pay by the due date, it's a 10% penalty. That would be a difference there.
Yeah, it's a good ordinance, it's just the date change that we
Changed from
had
the
problems with.
20th, like the 20th of November to the 5th of December. But there wouldn't, if you paid it by the 5th, there wouldn't be any change from the 20th.
Could we leave it as is and still adopt the 10% and the cutoff date?
Yeah, we could delete that paragraph 1.
You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Still have the,
Cut off on the 20th.
well, they have a 10-day grace period,
10-day grace period, yeah.
10% penalty, right?
Say, look, the way we do it, on the 20th, if it's not paid, we send them out a cutoff notice. They got 10 days from the 20th to pay it. But then, that's the way it works
I
now.
like the ordinance, I'm concerned about changing the time people will get
Okay.
paid.
Well, let's change it.
And I'm only one person, I don't know what everybody else thinks about that.
I'm just thinking, like, if it's on the 20th, I'm throwing this out there. If it's on the 20th and they have 10 days from the 20th, if that's not paid by the 20th, not every month has 30 days in it.
No, but it'd be 10
Well,
days.
that's true, but 10 days, that goes on into the next month.
Most all the social security would be
What would you
in by
think
the
about saying
20th.
bills for utility service charges are due and payable on the 20th of the following month? Just leave it as it is now, instead of the 5th.
Right. And still have, that would give us our 10-day grace period.
Yes, and it'll take that $2 fee out so that we'll have a termination date
Right. And it would be cut off if it wasn't done by the 10th.
by the 20th.
No question that.
Yeah.
Not turned off on the 20th.
So
And I,
What people need to realize, we are dead serious about this water bill. We want our money, the city, so we can run this city and manage the things we have
Well,
to do and pay it when,
That's true,
right.
but you gotta have a system. You can't just go cut somebody's water bill off because it's the 20th month without having some kind of deadline.
Well, I
And we've
say
never
need to
had
get all
grace
those
period.
facts
That's
in,
right.
get all their
do
ducks
we
in a
want-
row.
Was it by the ordinance?
my ordinance, oh, but it's a Bill of Rights, it's a custom Bill of Rights.
But this would be the actual ordinance.
Yeah, this.
Let's
well,
just,
when we had talked about it last month, I'm not for changing it, like I'd rather keep the actual date. I've been that way for 100 years and people are But my question is, when we were talking about it, it was because of the billing and the date that the meters were read. and there was something with the system that if it
I can't even
was,
find my
wasn't there a problem with, I thought that's why we were doing it in the first place, was there was some problem with the meters being read, and if it went over, like they fell out of the system or something.
Yep, well, you see, if, say we read them on the, if we cut them off on the 20th, okay, the due date's the 20th, okay? Then we have to have a cutoff date before we can put the new month's building in it, otherwise we'd never have anybody past due. You follow?
But we can do it this way and still have them in the system and everything be
Yes,
fine,
sir.
okay.
Yeah.
All would be changed, just leaving the date like it is.
And we're taking the $2 service, $2 penalty out, and making it a 10% penalty.
Well, I can't seem to find my copy. I'd like to see a copy before I vote on that. Oh, well, I guess I've overlooked it then. 'cause
That's-
it's
this
short.
one's- yeah, that
Looking
one's
for something
mine.
thick.
She's using. So you're saying change the 5th on here to the 20th?
Just leave it at.
Yeah,
just
because-
leave it at
Okay.
20.
And leave the rest of the ordinance the same.
Shall not result in,
That's just,
We need some teeth in it, you know,
if that gives it some teeth, but it also keeps people where they're used to paying like they are, we might not have that little confusion later on when we switch, what's to switch over.
yeah.
Don't get your copy.
Did you
No,
get
it's there,
those?
so I was wanting to look at it.
Pretty much caught up.
well, on this number 3 here, it says accounts remaining delinquent 10 days after the due date will be disconnected, and then a reconnect fee. I think you need to say will be disconnected on that 10th day. See what I'm saying?
Read that again.
And this number 3
Yeah.
We want to work
says accounts
wholeheartedly
remaining
with the city, and
delinquent
everybody
10
work with
days
us.
after the due date will be disconnected. You need to be precise and say disconnected on the 10th day.
Well, we don't always disconnect them on the 10th. Like on weekends, things of
Yeah.
that nature.
It may take a day or two.
It
The
may-
10th they
it may
could fall
vary.
on Saturday.
So
Or
somebody
end
may
up,
get lucky and come in and pay
Because
before.
if they
Monday.
had a whole bunch of people disconnect, they couldn't get to them all in one day.
Yeah, that's true,
I mean,
too.
it would-
231.
We need to go out, Katina, we need to go out and help them.
But we came in and paid. but
Yeah.
I don't want to get shot.
and the 10th day could fall on a Saturday.
Yeah.
Well, I think that's better because that's what my complaint's been. The bills we've got now is, you know, you got that $7 if, you know, or $2 if you're late. Well, late when? 2 years from now?
Yeah.
I mean, this, yeah. Okay, thank you. I overlooked it because it's too short.
The date,
So we're gonna change that to the 20th.
Yeah.
Okay.
and I'll make a motion to pass it.
Motion's made. Accepted.
Pass it with that correction.
Yeah, just. the
That
20th,
date.
Just leaving the 20th like it is.
Leave it the 20th, and then you've got till the 20th of the same month before it's overdue.
Well, like you
No.
said, it has some teeth to it now with the
Yeah.
10 days and a 10% penalty, and that should give people plenty of time. And show them that we have to do this in order to survive as a city.
Motion's made to accept and seconded by
I'll second it.
roll call. All in favor?
Well, did we have a reading or anything? Or?
We already had both readings.
No, we didn't. We just had one reading.
An ordinance establishing the payment schedule of utility bills due to the city of Cumberland, whereas to ensure a cooperative and stable procedure is in place to collect and record utility fees, and whereas to provide a more appropriate time frame to coincide with the customer's date of receipt of monthly income, and whereas to ensure adequate time for input of accounting data into the computer system without disruption of the meter reading schedules. Now therefore it be ordained by the Cumberland City Council that bills for utility service charges are due and payable on the 20th of the following month. Bills not paid by the due date shall result in a penalty of 10% of outstanding bill being added to face amount due. Number 3, accounts remaining delinquent 10 days after the due date will be disconnected. A reconnect fee of $50 will be required to restore services. Any part of ordinances previously enacted in conflict with this ordinance is hereby repealed. This ordinance shall become effective upon adoption and publication as required. Date of first reading November 8th, 2011. Date of second reading December 8th, 2011. Ordinance adopted.
Okay, roll call vote.
Barry,
Yes.
Elliott,
Yes.
Bowers,
Yeah.
Ames,
Yes.
Raleigh,
Yes.
Dixon.
Yes.
Ordinance is approved and will be official after
We'll get it, well, after our next meeting, we'll have a correction
Yeah.
part of that
Yeah.
ordinance.
Will be done. The next item is the amendment to the landlord, the amendment to the landlord ordinance.
And that's amending that part,
Leaving out, yeah.
Before that's read, Mayor, I've got one thing that I talked to Parker about that needs to be, a word needs to be changed on page 5. You got a copy of it,
What?
of the landlord ordinance?
Oh, yeah.
On page 5,
It's been had both readings.
down, no, this will be the
Second.
second. Down there under B at the very bottom,
Yeah.
where it says occupational business license, that needs to be changed to privilege license.
Privilege
Okay.
life.
Because we don't have a occupational. He
Why?
said that Parker, I talked to him after we read this first reading
Okay.
over there, and he marked it out in his own writing if you want to see it. He said that's what that needed to be, because I questioned there.
Okay.
Because you say that if you paid the license, you wouldn't have to pay $50 too. That's double dipping.
Well, what it is we don't have the ordinance, is what it is. We don't have ordinance, you know, the
Like if the
occupational.
landlord paid the $50, he wouldn't have had to pay the privilege license. Because if he paid both, it'd be double dipping. That's what it would amount to. He couldn't pay, he wouldn't have to pay the 50 on and the privilege license both.
Parker said that, you know, when this was worked up.
Oh, I mean, I knew what you said. I had to find it. Oh, I
So
thought we got it
when
marked.
it was worked up, it was worked up for big cities, not for small cities.
But you wouldn't have to, if you're paying the privilege license, it'd be the same thing as coming along and paying this other. Am I right there or wrong, Charles?
Double dipping.
I don't think we've even set a privilege license for that yet, so.
No, we haven't.
No.
so
But
we-
that's what Parker said.
But I do agree with you.
There's no
I mean,
It should be a flat
if
rate,
you own a
not-
house and
Did
you
he
pay a
have-
privilege license as a person that rents houses, then
Mayor,
you wouldn't
something
have
to
to
ask you
privilege
something,
license, that would be double dipping the same.
Yeah, we
Pay
want to set a flat
twice.
rate when we
Third
do it.
line of the first first paragraph, read that third line.
Whereabouts?
Look on the front page.
Third line. On the first page here.
Yeah,
First page, third paragraph. These things.
third line. Change that to,
Well, on which paragraph?
The first paragraph, third line.
first paragraph, third line.
Oh, first paragraph, sorry.
Well, I'm not sure I know which one you're talking about, Carl.
It says-
Mark it out and then point it us down here.
Recognizing that the offering for rental or of dwelling units is a business and by classifying and regulating such business. Should we change that to privilege?
Well, now, I didn't ask him that. This is the only one I caught here.
What we're amending right now, though, is
Yeah,
Part E, right?
yeah, yeah.
We're not
Yeah.
doing any sort of license, so.
Real estate.
We can
Okay.
do that
They are
next
business.
meeting.
Now, this
So-
shouldn't even be discussed now.
No, it's not on the agenda.
No, I just,
Well,
I
it's-
called down at the League of
I'll call
Cities.
Parker.
Yeah, call and ask him about that.
I've already called. And they said that if you charged a person, you know, a renter, a privilege license, you couldn't come along and charge them this extra. You couldn't charge them twice for the same thing.
Yeah, that's what this board
Yeah,
is.
that's what
That's
that's-
the reason we're
So that's
changing it,
just, you
yeah.
know, the protection
Yeah.
of the people in the city. And that's what we want. We want to protect the city, we want the city to protect us.
Okay, So the ordinance number 431, the amendment to the landlord ordinance, I think it's still appropriate.
Mhm.
It's
Yeah, it
still-
is, yeah.
Who wants to present it for first reading for adoption?
I can read it.
Okay.
Ordinance number 431, an ordinance to amend ordinance number 417, landlord rental ordinance, as adopted February 15, 2011. Whereas to avoid imposing undue and unnecessary requirements upon landlords doing business within the city, be it ordained that the City of Cumberland, that paragraph 6E of ordinance 417, landlord rental ordinance as reads, E, the landlord shall ensure that tenants, upon vacating a dwelling unit, has paid all service charges due to the city. The landlord will be responsible for all due and unpaid charges that the tenant may be liable for. It is hereby deleted in its entirety. The entry in ordinance 417 as recorded in the city ordinance log shall be deleted by drawing a straight line through the entire paragraph.
Straight line through that whole paragraph.
It's Part E, which doesn't, it's Part E, which doesn't hold them responsible.
Yeah,
Landlords.
they don't have to back up
They-
and pay
they're
water
not
bills.
responsible for any debts against.
And we'll make another amendment to the landlord rental ordinance saying that you'll change the word from business to privilege.
We can do that, the next meeting.
Mhm.
I'll make the motion.
That's the second reading of it.
Uh-huh.
First reading.
No, it's
First
first
reading.
reading of this one. of
Oh,
this, yeah.
okay, first reading.
Yeah, of the amendment.
The next item is the privilege license ordinance. You know, we've discussed it. I don't know
Roll
what
call,
kind
don't we?
what's your pleasure on that?
No, we don't need
No,
one.
first reading.
Right now, at this time, I don't
Second
think
reading
we'll
is
do,
reading first.
any kind
No.
of increases on the privilege license till we have a chance to review it, make sure we add everything to it. There's some businesses that's not on there, and two, it'll help with this, give us time to figure out what we wanna do with the landlord.
They don't have
We don't wanna charge $200 and $50 per unit. It's gonna have to be a flat rate just to make it, fair to everyone.
How
Well,
much is it now, Charles?
not
Privilege
There
license
isn't
on
one right
realtors.
now.
why
It's
not?
nothing right now.
There isn't one right now.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, nothing
okay.
right now.
We're just
They
now
are
getting
on
to,
realtors.
oh,
Yeah,
There
realtors,
is-
realtors,
okay.
but not on,
There-
landlords.
yeah.
It's
Oh,
$150
yeah, I
for
see it.
Yeah.
That's a different.
We can readdress the issue after the first of the year when,
Well, you still have a copy of the privilege license?
I got 3 or 4 copies of it.
Privilege license.
Here's some of the businesses that are not included. The landlord, tanning beds, tree trimming, fireworks sales, professional fireworks display.
You gave us that already.
Yeah.
Yeah, we've got that.
Yeah.
We-
Septic tank cleaning
We found
services,
some more
security.
after
there
that.
was a couple more too. There was notary.
Yeah.
Yeah, no notary's on there.
I couldn't find it.
Yeah, it's on there.
And two, I couldn't
$200.
find the storage, the new storage buildings like we have set up around.
Storage
here.
buildings are not on here. You're right. Yeah, they're not on here.
So
So,
there's a
you know,
lot
there's
not
a
on
lot
there.
of things that's not on there that we could readdress it.
Bring it back up when we went over it.
Okay.
But I do
Right.
have, and I've been going through it and trying to look at each one and make sure that, you know, we made a recommendation, and it was just a discussion of like 10% across the board, but even that's gonna be a little harsh. And
Storage bins are on here.
storage buildings was what I was
Yeah.
talking about.
Oh, okay.
The storage units like you see going up in certain places,
Would that be a storage bin?
no, it's not the same thing.
No.
Okay.
And some of these people that's already paying a big price, if you go flat across, then you're gonna jack theirs up more than you do anybody else's. So,
Yeah, to give you, for instance, I mean, and just throwing it out there, I think, can't remember who it was, someone brought up like Bread Haven. If theirs is $1,500, 10% onto that is,
I was
you're having a
thinking
good
like
chance of
3%,
change
right?
to a business that's already
I
got
was
a
thinking
decent.
like 3%. I think 10% is too much.
I always did say it was. I said the economy,
Excuse, I couldn't.
people's salaries is not going up that much.
I I didn't
So-
think that was fair.
Yeah. See, just like the tandem
3%
beds,
seems fair to me.
I never agreed with, if you're charging a privilege license for a tandem bed, why would you go and charge them for each tandem bed? It should be a flat rate, period. They're already paying for a privilege license for a tandem bed business, and then you're gonna hit them for each tandem bed. It's the same with the landlords. Gonna have a privilege license for landlords, period, and then you're gonna hit them for each individual house.
Well, see, you may look at it, Charles, one way to look at it is if somebody has a big business and they've got 20 tandem beds, then you charge them a flat rate for those 20. You see what I'm saying? Somebody's got 5, then you charge them a flat rate. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, cause
Because
I
a
mean,
lot
they're.
of
Go
people
according to
have
what
10
their
beds
income
in
Like
their
a step
home.
down or step up.
You know, just
Yeah,
right
They
in
got
their
5
home.
beds.
There you go.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then a lot of people,
Because they're gonna make more money, so you know they can pay
the
it.
regulated bids.
Some people have one tandem bed in their garage, and
Yeah.
personally, I wouldn't want to charge them the same that I'd charge somebody who has 20
Like,
tandem
maybe like do it like a step up, like you have so many beds, it's this much, so
That's
many,
right.
like
instead of doing
a
it per
step
bed,
up.
like,
Yeah.
And
let's
I
say
think
you
it ought to
have
be the same
5
thing with
or
everything
under
else.
set rate.
Or any
5 and
business
above
for
set
that
rate.
You should give them a
Your
range
home.
to work in.
You know, that your home is used for some kind of commodity to make money.
But,
You know, with the beauty shop.
here we are in December, so we could revisit it in
Oh,
January.
yeah.
I think
We just don't
10%
wanna
is too
double
high.
anything.
I think 3% is fair.
I think 5%.
What about the adult novelty shop?
I still want that marked off of there.
Right.
I did to start with.
They
I
tried
said,
to get
if
it
you
here
offer
about
that
4
license,
years ago
somebody's gonna
with
come here and
stock.
buy it. I don't care.
What was it?
$2,500. But anyway, we'll go on.
If I had one of those shops, I'd be making more than that.
But we
So
are all on the same page. We know what we need to do, and we know there's stuff not on there. We may find something between now and the time we look at it.
Well, there's new businesses coming out. We got that gas generating, the pipes, industrial, right down at Old Town.
Now, what's that called?
Chesapeake,
Gas supply, gas industrial supply for gas, you know the gas that they pipe from here to Pennsylvania?
Right.
The piping company that supplies them, that supplies.
Is that where they're gonna store it
Yeah.
and ship it?
Yeah.
So there's another one, see.
Right there.
I'm sure we don't have that. I can't really
no,
recall.
I know we need the money.
That's the first one.
Well, no, we gotta be fair.
Yeah, but I know we
Okay,
need the
we'll-
money for
we'll
the
just-
police
We're
department.
gonna review this later.
We'll say, we'll try to
Just
review
put it on the
January,
shelf till later.
since we're already in December.
Just hang on to that for a minute. Okay. So we're gonna bypass the privilege license ordinance for review. On the employees' pay
Don't bother it.
raise, did you all get a copy of this?
Yes.
I think Charles.
I didn't
I
get,
don't have a
I
copy
didn't,
of
I don't
that.
have a copy of
Make
it.
them a copy.
Make them a copy.
And,
I don't want the bother money, did you? I said, I don't want the bother money.
here's the, here, take one of those, just pass it on back. This is the employee's name and their titles and the field, the job that they're filling, okay? Now, every time water comes down, the people from the Department of EPA, the Water Department, Division of Water, they say we're not paying our people enough to keep them on the job. And they're true. We have qualified people, but we don't have certified people. And the other cities are paying, say the water sewer plant supervisors, as high as $25 an hour, $22 an hour. I think Benham pays theirs $18 an hour. We were paying ours, the highest was $15 an hour, so they left.
What are you paying hours right now? Or do we have one?
We don't have one. But
Okay.
the man that's doing the job, Jeremy Moore, he's getting $11 an hour. But he's only got a Class 2 water certification. He don't have and he's got a distribution, Class 2 distribution license.
Now, I called about that, because I asked you during our November the 8th meeting, did we have a up-to-date supervisor? And you said yes, and you might have thought we did.
When?
November the 8th, our meeting.
Yeah.
And when I called, they said, no, got a class 2, and we require a class 3 for water and a class 2 for
Can't
distribution.
find nobody that wants to
And
work
he's
up
not,
That's
so
true, yeah.
his pay, as far as I'm concerned, is until we get the proper operator.
I don't know if we should be talking
there. Mm-mm.
this out in public.
I don't
I'm
think
sorry, I think we ought to be
Well,
executive.
you can,
This
you can
public
talk
record.
about rate structures
know,
and
but-
things of that nature, you just can't talk about personnel.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
now, I can tell you this, they're requiring us to have an alternative manning plan. That's to cover those positions that we don't have people in. And it's up for review now by the State Department of Water, the Water Department. And they're supposed to tell us how we can survive with having a person in that water sewer plant in that position. We've got a Class 3A water plant operator. We've got a Class 2 sewage plant operator. And we've got a Class 2 distribution supervisor. But we're supposed to have 3 Class 3A water plant operators. We don't have, we have 1 Class 3 water plant operator. We've got 1 boy that's really intelligent. He could go take the test for Class 3 today and pass it. But he don't have that year's experience to qualify to take the test. But he took the first test after 1 month on the job and passed it completely. He's a Class 1. We have another fellow that's been working in a water plant for 10 years. But he'd never be able to pass the test. But he can do the job. He's been doing it for 10 years. And
And you're saying the pay is just not, most people don't want to take on the responsibility without the pay.
the water plant operator would normally get about $15 an hour. The sewage plant operator, today's rates, our rates of pay go back 20 years.
Well, should we go into executive session and discuss these?
No, we don't need to go into executive session.
Well, I mean, they had some concerns about talking.
We could, I mean, if you want to go into let's see, it would be, you can go into, you don't have to, you can't go into executive session and discuss rate structure, but you can go into executive session to discuss individual pay scale.
Okay.
So if you want to go in.
Change it. Or compare why one person that's been here
That's
a
what
month
he's
or
talking
two
about.
That's what we
is
That's what
gets
he's
paid the
talking
same
about,
thing as
is
somebody's
the
been here for 3 or 4 years. We just not supposed to use names in public.
That's right.
So I make a
Nobody's
motion to
name,
go
I
into
can't
executive
stand there and
session.
say, well, I don't like what he's done or somebody.
I don't have the KRS for that.
Even if you don't agree with them.
Yeah. Now, we can go in back, I mean, the motion's been made for Charles Raleigh to go into executive session. Let's put a time limit on it,
Yeah, well, it won't take long.
okay? So, I hate that, but
What do
okay,
you want, 10 minutes? 15?
15, 20
About
minutes?
15 minutes.
Okay.
I hope not.
I think you
20 or
better.
thirty.
You don't make a motion
I hope
to
not
adjourn
20 or
back there. If you
30.
put a 20-minute time limit on it, it's over in 20 minutes, okay? I mean, that's it.
We'll just say
Well,
15 to
Let's
30.
Just not
Let's
put
go
a
on.
time limit on it.
Let's not, let's just go back into executive session.
No
It
less
won't
than
take
15
Well,
and no more than
shouldn't take
30.
long. I mean,
No.
No,
I'm sure it's gonna take over 20 minutes.
Who's second the motion? You have to
I'll
vote.
second.
just set it to this, to that.
All those in favor so indicate by saying aye.
Uh-huh.
Opposed? Okay, it's majority.
Yeah, I reckon that'd work.
We make a motion to re-adjourn, please. There's no action taken in the executive session.
Make a motion to readjourn.
I'll second it.
Reconvene.
Reconvene.
I'll second it.
All in favor, so indicate say aye. Opposed? Motion carried. Now they say no action was taken in the back. And item, we're on the discussion and necessary action on employees' pay, all employees and any raises entitled to it.
I make a motion that all patrol officers receive $11 an hour.
Motion's made that all patrol officers be paid $11 an hour.
I think you ought to add on that as long as finances
As long as the
Providing
finances
funds
Funds are available.
contingent on
You
the
can
funds
teach
that are
it with the
available.
That's
budget.
And it's, sorry,
And the sergeant's pay is 12, police chief's 14.
Sergeant,
Because that's all we have is the sergeant, the chief, and
Sergeant,
the patrol
chief.
officer.
chief is $14 an hour. Okay, read back the motion to the
Raleigh made a motion, all patrol officers $11 per hour, sergeant
providing
12.
funds
Contingent
are
on that
available.
funds are available.
With the budget, you know,
Budget.
according to how it, what's in it for, what's for doing.
It could change if our finances doesn't.
Finances,
Yeah,
find out,
finances,
can't pay it,
yeah.
then you have to
Sergeant
take it back.
$12 and chief 14.
Yes.
So, we got a motion's made.
And actually, the chiefs, that's what the state, I really don't get involved in the chiefs. It'd be a
That's what it
conflict
was.
for me.
So we have a motion,
Make that clear.
Chief was
do we
in
have
there.
a second?
Who made the motion?
I do.
Charles.
Waiting for a second.
Oh, well, I guess I'll second it then.
And a roll call vote.
Now repeat that again, I'm sorry, I had my head turned sideways. Can't hear, I'm a bad ear.
All patrol officers be paid $11 per hour, sergeant 12, chief 14, providing funds are available.
I get it, go ahead.
Roll call vote.
Barry,
Yes.
Elliott,
Yes.
Boyers,
I guess, yes.
Haynes,
Yes.
Raleigh,
Yes.
and Dixon.
No.
No. Oh, okay.
Okay, the motion carries. And I'll need an effective date, pay period, starting,
When's your next pay period start?
what would it be then? 25th?
Let me go.
Let's see.
I think it starts on the 11th.
What does it say?
Next pay period starts on the 11th.
11. Yeah.
Okay.
December.
December.
That's November's you're on there. Oh, I see what you're looking at the bottom.
Is that, okay,
December 11th.
December the 11th.
and the pay period, pay date would be the
Publishing anymore.
Was that big for
the
30?
30th.
It's over in the
Yes,
corner.
I was remember.
Okay. It'd be effective December the 11th. And I see the first paycheck would be December the 30th.
Yeah.
Yeah. Still there.
That's with the new rates. Okay, motion's carried, so. we have-
Until, you know,
Everything
we need to, when you're talking about the water supervisor, maybe we can find us one, and whatever you think the correct pay is, let us know.
It's,
We absolutely need it.
they're getting, Harlan getting about 25, Everett's 22, and so we have to compete with them.
Well, we have to interest them to come here and dedicate themselves to us, so. And I know that's what you've been trying to do with what you've done so far. Maybe we'll get them in here.
Yeah. We've got some good people, they just don't have the certification, you know, and they're doing their job.
So maybe that if we look at the pay, it may motivate some of them to try to get the certification or some to come in here. So you get us some comparable pay rates. We know we need them because of the EPA and stuff, so.
They're telling us. Okay, let's move on. On the HAMS discussion and any necessary action on HAMS for employees this year.
Has anybody ever asked to consider turkeys instead of hams?
I don't know, it's always ham.
I wonder why.
What about a gift card?
That raises
Because
your
not
blood
everybody,
pressure up.
not everybody likes ham and not everybody likes turkey, so why not a gift
What is the
certificate?
average you spend on a ham, and the reason I say that is I have no
You
idea
get the
what.
hams a lot cheaper.
Well, they're,
species you use.
most employees that I know, I'm just basing on ones I know and at the stores and stuff. It's like, I think one's like $15, the gift certificate.
What have you done in
They range from about 18 to 20.
It's easier for us and probably better for some of the employees to give a gift, not a gift certificate, but a voucher.
Yeah, that's what I meant.
$25
Mhm.
voucher. And they can use it for ham, turkey, or whatever they want to buy, $25 worth of food. And it's.
I think that's much better than just going out and buying them a ham, because everybody doesn't like hams.
Well, would the gift card let them buy whatever they want?
Yeah.
I mean, it wouldn't be stuck to a specific item.
Parker's always give the council.
I make a motion, we give all the employees a $25 gift card.
He always had.
Voucher.
Voucher.
Orders them from some.
What we do is make arrangements with Food City, and they take in a voucher. And
They'll give you the bill.
Yeah.
So how much did you say? The 25?
That sound fair?
How many employees we got?
What's the price of groceries?
It's about 20,
Yeah.
25.
25?
25 employees.
Yeah.
I know that's still not a lot, but
That's more than I ever got on the job.
Yeah, it's more than I
25,
got.
I always
Most-
got
But
20.
Most people,
hope,
right now in
hope that
Harlan, they're
suits.
giving $15.
Yeah, never got
it's
25.
better than nothing.
I never got one. I work for the state though, so.
Okay, motion's made for a voucher for $25 per employee. So, council,
Excluding cigarettes and beer, you know, you want that on there. We're not gonna buy them cigarettes and beer for Christmas.
I thought it was for food anyway.
it's
Yeah,
gonna be strictly for
Just
food.
write food,
Yeah,
say for food on
Yeah,
there.
there you go, because Food City sells both.
yeah.
All
They,
of
they
it.
agree with us, so they kind of cooperate with us.
I
Beer
second
is
the
some
motion.
people's food.
Not bought by the city, though.
Well, I'll purchase beer.
Yeah, that probably wouldn't go over too good.
Who made the motion?
I did.
I second it.
She seconded it.
Roll call vote, because it deals with money.
Eric,
Yes.
Elliot,
Yes.
Boyers,
Yes.
Haynes.
Council too? Council.
You always got that. Yeah. Raleigh.
Yes.
You did second that, didn't you?
Yes.
Okay, and the next item, that motion carries, we make arrangements to do that. Next item is a discussion on the council's pay. It's, we had them ready for the 8th, the 12th. Just gonna pay the council's check.
700.
What'd you say?
Yeah, when Kenny gets his $1,000 voucher.
We have a bunch of extra meetings.
But actually, there is one.
I've got
That's just a lot of it, that, well, we can't vote for ourselves.
Well, we gotta minus out, some of us got those
If we're
books.
on the
But that
council.
was,
All of it was taken out, yeah. $20 this time and $20 next time, and that way you get a $580 check.
You don't know how happy that makes me.
I know.
well, I remember I didn't get my book, so.
I got my bag here.
Oh my gosh, they tell me after tax.
Yeah.
What now, repeat that?
You
Look,
pay
you're
tax,
smiling.
you'll get a 1099, interest income. Carolyn, did you buy one of the books from us?
No, I bought mine.
I bought a book.
State.
You ought to make a $5 contribution to the city, both of you should.
You won't have to have.
Then you won't have to get a 1099.
Well,
That's true.
I like that.
on my salary, a
I don't care about the
1099 doesn't bother me.
1099.
It wouldn't, I don't think it bothers no one.
No, it doesn't bother me on my income.
No.
But I may do it just to keep from getting it.
What?
Just so you don't have to look
Donate
at it.
$5 so I won't
To
have
who?
to get a 1099 to the city.
What about,
Donate $5 to who?
The city.
A dollar.
We work for 9 cents an hour now.
Okay, did we have a vote on that? No, we don't need a vote.
No, we don't vote.
No, we don't need to vote on that.
Okay, this discussion and any necessary action on any and all EPA and OSHA violations that are current.
What do we got?
I could start explaining it, but let me just,
We'll be here till anymore.
Well, no, I just like to know
We
what
don't,
we
you
got.
don't wanna get us to cry.
Box.
He's got,
we've
it
got,
was in the box.
about anything that took place here wrong in the last 20 years, they cited us for it. We've got, like the Wilson pump down there, it went out.
Are they,
Not like just-
are they stipulated penalties or are they civil penalties?
All of the penalties are being negotiated.
They're
We're trying to
stipulated
get 'em
in.
all if gang. We're trying to get a gang bang. When they decide what the penalties are, then we try to get them all grouped together, all in one bunch.
So
Is that-
looking at it right now, what would the penalties be?
Right now we've got $27,500 for Department of Labor. That's Department of Labor, and then $4,000 for
Department of Labor.
Why do we have
It's their,
Department of Labor?
what's their OSHA?
that's OSHA. That's $4,000 for the cage on the ladder.
Yeah.
That cage on the, why didn't we just install a cage on the ladders rather than cut the ladders off?
We didn't have the money.
You try to climb it, try to get up there and put one on.
I mean, it comes on the bottom,
Yeah.
the cage.
No, it's 9 foot up. It's too high. See
The
that?
reason I say that, before we cut them off,
We didn't have the
or,
money at the
I don't know if we've already done it to all
Cut
the
the ladder.
tanks.
The other tanks have got the cages on.
I've even got my, both
If you
of my
decide
bad
you
ears.
want to fix the other two
going
tanks back the way they were with the cage, I can talk to some people that would help you make the necessary cages for that. It wouldn't cost you anything. It would be, in the long run, make it easier to get up there if you had to. And the other things, if it's, what do we need to fix? I know you're going to say everything, but are there some things that are just so simple that we could,
We've already got most of it fixed. We've almost got all of it. I'd say
will
we
they
got.
still cite us for it? I mean, or?
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. We
Until
got
it's
cited.
fixed.
Well, if it's stipulated and you get it fixed by that time, they won't fine you.
No,
Yeah, they
If
come
you
in and found it wrong.
no,
found it wrong again,
Well, no, first time.
First time.
You get fined the first
penalized
time.
for just
Being
like
They don't give warnings.
light switches not in the proper
Could we get
condition.
a list for like this meeting that's coming up so that we can see all those, just a list
At least the
prioritizing what it is, what it
priorities.
was, what action we could do or take or has been taken?
Yeah, I could let you look at the record.
well, are you getting an
No, I mean, maybe
engineer
we
to
can-
help you fill out
maybe
the
we can
answers to
help-
them?
Do I?
Are you getting an engineer to help you fill out the forms to
Yeah.
reply how to?
Leo Miller's making one up for us right now.
He is?
$1,800 is what he's charging.
And it's
us for.
plan of correction?
Best management plan is what it is.
Yeah.
It's things like that.
He's certified to do that.
Yeah, he is. He's certified to do that. Leo is, or probably either
But
one.
that's cost the city, that's one of
I know.
the funds and everything that we're doing is
Well, what this will do though with Leo and him, we can put the past behind us, move forward,
that's what I wanna do, yeah.
and the violations and all that, we're gonna have to buckle down and fix it.
We
One
are.
way or the other, if it means borrowing some
But
money,
you're-
we have to do it.
We're working on it every day and we don't have all the qualified people, we need to do it.
Maybe with what we was talking about, if we have to pay people a little more to get what we want, let's do it.
That's what most of our.
I know we have to come up with the fund, it sounds easy, but we've got to get it to where we're not cited all the time in violations, because that costs us more money than
Most of
what
them's
to
already
hire
been
on some
repaired.
employees and pay them a little more.
We just want to know what our fines are, and what it's for, and what we're doing to do it,
And what,
and how we can help. I mean,
How we can help.
we need to know though before we can.
Is that offer that you made at
It'll take some
the
of the
last
stress
council
off of you,
meeting? I guess it was
'cause I
not the
know
last
you're
council
trying.
member.
And I know we all get frustrated from time to time, but we really do. We have to work together, and we have to look at all this stuff and try to come together as a group. We might not always all agree, but we're going to have to agree to disagree on some things. But we can make it work.
Can I ask a question? You've asked a couple of times, or invited the council to go on a tour a couple of times. I can't remember the council meetings and stuff to go
One
see.
time.
No,
One
it was
time.
it was twice.
one
But,
time.
but can we still do that? Is that offer still?
Yeah, the council has every opportunity to go anywhere in the city they want to as a group. It'd be better if they go as a group and they can investigate.
Would that not
anything
have to
I
be
do.
a special call meeting to do
No,
that though, when you're all together
You can
discussing?
also look at it
You can
individually.
appoint a committee.
Because now, I've already been to the water plant myself, you know.
Well, some of the other things,
Both of them.
But, you know, us looking at it without a paper, knowing what the,
Without somebody guiding us and telling us
Well,
what the devil's
that's what
going
I mean.
on.
I mean, you know, we'd have to know what's
What
been
was
prepared,
wrong.
but
What's wrong, we
I'd like
wouldn't
to
know it
see, I would like to physically see.
What was wrong,
So I
what we're
can
being
picture-
cited for, and how we can help.
yeah, now, that
And
one
how we
time
can
I
help
went,
take some
who
of
was
the
it I
stress
went
off
with?
of
Tim
you.
Blanton.
I went with Tim Blanton, and Tim Blanton took me and pointed out things.
Yeah.
See, otherwise, I had no idea about just
So
looking
when
at it.
you read it, I don't have a clue about it.
Yeah.
And I've been to the plants and stuff on my own time, went to look at certain things, looked at the tanks and some of that stuff. And then again too, you know, certain things you know what we're violating for, and some things we don't. We have a list, we can go look at them as a group, and we'll try to help take some of the stress from you and.
sure, there'd be no problem. I mean, anytime, you know, 'cause we have the employees working on all the problems there. Some of them, we have to have more funds. They have to be replacing pumps and like a $6,000 altitude valve and things of that nature. They wrote us up for it. It didn't work. We've got tanks that's not been used for 8 years.
Well, are these, some of these fines that we're getting, is that the same thing that they told us about in October? We got a letter here that you had gave us, is that, or was that, it's the same
Same
thing?
thing, yeah. I mean, they haven't fined us except for a couple of things so far, because we're debating, we're discussing it with them. We're sitting in telephone conferences with them, Ed Parker, me, and well, Cecil and Jeremy Moore, and trying to discuss them, trying to explain to them what's taking place and stuff, trying to resolve it. And they listen to us, but they still stick to the penalties that, you know.
I know the enforcement branch now will, you know, if they see that you're flat dead trying to get it done, now you're going to get it done, they can't extend it. I mean, they don't
That's
just,
what, like some of the
cut it
fences
off.
that are tore down and stuff around, I know some,
Yeah.
I mean, we
But
can,
look, you gotta think about how long has those fences been tore down?
I know.
These things just didn't happen in the last year or so.
Right.
These things have been there for 15, 20,
and we're
10
never
years.
reported to you or the county.
That's it.
And it's just, you know, that's where
Carl,
we
that
get
stuff,
back.
it's been going on since I was a puppy over in New York
That's
section.
right, yeah.
And it goes back to, like you was talking about, you hire somebody at a certain pay of a good wage, you expect to know about that issue.
Yeah.
And hopefully we'll get that resolved, so that you'll know about it, we'll know about it, and it won't happen.
We're working on it. I mean, we're staying trying to stay on top of it.
Well, it's, I mean, like people still need, I know there's certain covers that go over these pumps, but people will steal the lid because it's made out until you sell it for scrap metal.
Yeah.
I mean, we get cited for it, even though it's way up in the hill and somebody stole it.
Well, see, there was some stuff that could be sold for scrap metal up at the water plant laying around our old place. I mean, he pointed out to me and said, here, this needs to go to scrap metal, you make money on this.
I was talking about people
We
actually stealing
started
stuff
that.
where we
We
get cited
started
for it.
that.
Yeah, I mean,
Wayne's shaking his head, yes, he knows. I mean, some of those violations are things people stole from us, and we got cited because we didn't know it was gone.
Well, yeah, like the valves and things, yes, drying beds.
well, I mean, you can go
Well,
down.
trees.
talking about, like, that was one of the things, the mercury we got cited for. Has that been resolved? We took care of that.
It's all gone, but we still got litigation on it, you know, but
But I mean, it's gone, done with, we don't have to worry about it
the
anymore.
rock's gone. The rock-
Even from over there to,
everywhere, park, everything, it's gone.
good.
Still got to be tested and everything.
Just, yeah, they'll be testing it Tuesday. It was been tested all along,
Sounds good.
but if you all do it as a group or an individual or anytime you want to go around, I'll be glad to take you around.
As long as it's, we need to do it as a
Give
group,
my escort.
as long as it's legal to do it.
Well, that's what I wondered, if it was legal for us to all do.
As long
I
as-
know,
That's it if it's
it's legal if we go over here and all have dinner together, we can all be together. But now I don't know about going touring on city business
Yeah, you can,
If it's a
without big
committee.
special
Yeah.
meeting.
but it's gotta be public. Anybody in public can go too.
Okay.
But you gotta announce it when you're going and, so that anybody, and the news has gotta know.
I think it would be
So it's
great
special.
as a group.
Yeah, that's what
everyone-
I think. It's a special call meeting. See, that's what
I
I'm talking
think
about.
it'd be good as a group vote for us all to go.
Well, actually,
And look at-
actually, let me tell you this. You've been in the water plant.
Yeah.
This many people in the water plant is gonna be in their way at one time.
Well,
I'll wait outside and let two go in.
I'm for a pen.
Yeah.
Be like Noah's Ark.
Yeah.
Go 2 by 2.
The sewage plant, now you gotta go to the sewage plant too.
Yeah, I know.
You can't go just to the water plant.
I'll get my
Can
nose
we get
stoppers and
some
go.
kind of, at least a list of the
I
top
could go right down.
Yeah,
this
I
road
can make
to
it,
some-
we've got,
things that we're, you know,
And what we need, when on that list, what do we need to do to fix it?
just take
We
a
need to
chunk of time.
recommend
I know it takes money to do, but
It's
we need
sued.
to get
We
some money,
been
borrow
sued.
some money, take care of these once and for all. Let's get it done.
we are, well, like I said, a lot of the things they cited us for are little minor things. We fixed that the same day, even before they left
Like a
here.
padlock missing.
Doors, crash bars on doors, windows and doors, things like that, that weren't there before, fans not in the proper
Well, are we
position.
doing the things that was in that letter in October? I remember looking at that. I looked at that again. It was a whole list of things,
Yeah,
that,
I make
like
a-
keeping logs and all that
Oh,
stuff
yeah,
like
yeah, you
that.
got
We're
the
doing all that
forms, you got
stuff
the
now.
forms and
They can't
documents.
come back and catch us on that.
All the sampling is being maintained, records are keeping. That was one of the major things we wrote something.
Yeah.
And are these fines, do they compound or are they just one time? I mean, can they come back next year and double the fine?
No,
You know, is it-
they,
Do we have a certain time limit that we
one
need
of
to
the
take care of?
fines, they said $16,000. That's for the ladder over there. But then we negotiated, they said they'd accept 4 things. But that's not even over with. We're still gonna talk to them about that.
Yeah, that's what I was saying, like, I know you took them off. I think we can fix these
You got your
issues and
stuff up
say,
there.
look, we didn't know, we can't help that we weren't notified. I know they're gonna say, well, you should have been on top of it, but I think if we make an effort to fix it, they may work with us.
Well, we fixing it, see, by abating the discrepancy, by fixing the danger, removing the danger. And before we took that letter off, we told them that's what we were going to do. But we don't do anything without first telling them. But they agreed that that would resolve that issue. And they changed the fine from 16,000 to 4,000. But still, we're gonna question the 4,000.
So right now, we don't have any civil penalties.
No.
Right now, we have none of those.
Well, we
Because
have
that's pay it no matter what
Who's
you've
this
done.
got to?
He said we had two.
We have 2. One was, see, what was it, $27,600, but they lowered it to $16,000 after we tried to debate it, you know. But we're still just, that's the ones that Parker and I, we're trying to get it all in one lump sum, and then we're going to try to make them, let us use that money to improve the city, you know, to make the corrections. And they ought to go for that, because those things have been here for 20, 30 years, and they ought
Yeah.
to take that into
Yeah, it's not anything
And
that
they've
just
been around
happened.
that
It's
long.
not happened
And
under-
had to have seen
under
it
this.
before.
I mean,
That's it.
No.
Those
With
same
us.
inspectors.
Because it's the same
Yeah,
ones.
yeah.
Yeah, that's what I'm
Same
saying.
inspectors.
Even though we missed it, they had to miss it too by letting it go on for 20 years.
Absolutely, yes, sir, that's
And I'm not criticizing none of them. I'm saying, let's fix the issues, put it behind us, and move forward.
They're doing their job. I agree with it. Everything that they said was wrong was wrong.
I'm sure it is. I have no
needs to
doubt
be
about it.
fixed, yeah.
Well, I make a motion that, we adjourn. I start to say dismiss.
A second.
Dismiss like I was in school.
Motion for adjournment, Ms. Elliott, second by
But I want to go. Well, it was a good meeting. It was productive.
That takes me down.